If you knew there was a new show hosted by a couple of nice family guys, it was all about helping you reach that 6 to 7 figure income level with your Amazon business, would you listen? From the West Coast to the world, this is FBA Millionaires. Welcome to the inaugural edition of FBA Millionaires, the program with conversations that we hope will take your Amazon business to the highest levels, where we want you to earn a 7-figure income as a professional seller on Amazon. Hi, my name is Jeff Allen, and I'm thrilled to team up with my sidekick, our own resident expert Amazon sales machine, Mr. Will Moffitt. Will, hello.
Hello, Jeff. How's it going?
Well, it's going well for me. Will's in NoCal. I'm in SoCal. And Will, I am really excited about what we have going on here. And this is really kind of, as the inaugural show, I was kind of hoping, I know along with you, kind of setting folks up for what it is that we hope to do and hope to accomplish on the show. And I know that you have some thoughts really about how you'd like to kind of present the program and present this idea that we have for helping people, helping all of us earn more money on Amazon as professional sellers on Amazon, and earning potentially 6 and 7-figure incomes, hopefully in the near future.
Definitely, Jeff. There's a lot of opportunity on Amazon, and Amazon changed my life, and I know it's changed so many other lives around me. So that I'm so happy we're able to connect and share the great news with lots of people, and share content and information with one another, so we can 10x these businesses and take it to the next level. We want everybody to kill it in this Amazon business, and I think we're going to do it, Jeff.
Well, I think so too, Will. And, we come from different perspectives, Will and I do. When I say we, I'm just kind of a rookie. I'm just starting out. So it was kind of fortuitous, right, that, Will, that you and I connected. It was kind of just happenstance, and it was neat the way that it all kind of came together that way. But I'm just getting started in my Amazon walk, and it was really, I credit my wife with having this idea of, striving for greater financial independence. Now, I'm talking from the perspective of a newbie, right? Because we've got people listening, hopefully, on this program today, the first edition of our show, who've been at it for a while. And so I'm hoping to learn from them as well, people who write in and connect with us and offer their comments and suggestions. But, Will, you come from a different aspect of all of this as part of the conversation. You are someone who has some experience selling on Amazon for quite some time now. Tell me a little bit, fill everybody in really, if you would, on kind of where you're at in your journey.
Yes, well, Jeff, it's been an interesting journey for me. I actually started selling on Amazon in 2015. My actual first sale on Amazon was the day my daughter was born.
Is that right?
Firstborn daughter. Yes, I made my first sale on Amazon. It was very special because at that time, I was working a job, working many, many hours, and I was trying to figure out, how can I stay home? Or, how can my wife stay home, and how can we live a more comfortable life without us being out in a workforce? So I actually had a friend. His brother was making $50,000 per month on Amazon, and when my friend told me about that, the light bulb hit, and I said, you know what? Surely I can do that, because his brother didn't have any experience with selling online. So with my background, I did a little reselling of SEO services, marketing services online, affiliate things. I said I can do Amazon. So it took about 2 weeks to collect all the products that I wanted to sell. And I forced myself, I pushed myself through to pull the trigger on a product. And when I did, I doubled my money the first week. It's interesting because I called my friend and my friend and business partner, and I told him, "Hey, I got some money. How do I double this money?" And he was like, "That's something we're all trying to figure out, right?" so, so he was like, "Let me know when you find it." and that's when Amazon kicked in, and I doubled my money the first week. And from there was history. Within a month and a half, I was generating $40,000 per month, and it scaled and grew. And that partner that I talked to, he jumped in, and we started building that business together, and we sold millions in products. So here we are today, and I'm so interested and passionate about Amazon because Amazon changed my life. It actually got my wife out of her job, and it got me out of my job, and we were able to live a very good life doing Amazon and doing what we loved. I loved it. Every day was a rush. Counting the money, seeing the money coming in, 20, 30, $40,000, just hitting your bank account. It's a rush. It's an addiction. Hitting that button and refreshing those cells is is something we all live for. So we would love to talk about it, bring experienced people on the show, see what they're doing, how they're killing it, and we want Jeff to kill it, and we want the audience to kill it, and we're just gonna have some fun with this thing.
Now, see, I know that there are a lot of people, a lot of heads nodding up and down saying, yeah, yeah, been there, done that, because there are a lot of people, Will, with your kind of story. It may not have been quite as interesting and exciting as having that first sale hit on the day of your daughter's birth, but at the same time, we know I've had a chance to meet and talk with a lot of people and learn about many people who have found the kind of success, the level of success that you did so early in the evolution of their own Amazon business. This is something that has been duplicated over and over and over again in terms of the stories that I've heard. And so I know that it's real because I've met some of these people, and these are folks who obviously they had, regular 9 to 5 jobs or 6 to 3 jobs or whatever shift it was that they worked on before they decided to go ahead and do something new and change their lives. And so the idea of selling on Amazon isn't new for people listening in right now who've had that kind of experience, but there are others like me who are just, starting to get involved and want to learn from the best. And I think the thing is that makes me so excited to be involved in this is that I know, Will, that you are an avid podcast listener. One could call you probably a podcast junkie. You're an information junkie. You read everything that you can get your hands on. You listen to all the shows. And you've heard most of the Amazon dedicated podcasts. There's so many others. This is not the only one, as most people know. But I think the thing that I'd like to let listeners know is that, we know that there are a lot of experts out there and very good people to listen to. This is not the only show that you should be listening to. You probably listen to others right now. But we are aware of the fact that there are so many great minds out there, and we would like to have some of these people actually join us on our program because we know that there's a wealth of information out there. You can't learn possibly everything from everybody, but there is so much great content and so much great advice to be had. And what I am kind of hoping, Will, is that as we move forward with this program, FBA Millionaires, we're going to be able to introduce listeners to brand new folks they've never heard on any podcast before, but also bring those folks on that maybe they have heard, or maybe they've even seen on TV or listened to on talk radio, provide their expertise and their valuable input to help us take our businesses, like I said, to that highest level, to help us get into the proper mindset for running our own business in the most efficient, productive way possible. Because Amazon, at the heart of it, is a business. It really is.
Yes.
And for entrepreneurs, and you've put this very, very well, if you want to make a 6 or 7 figure income selling on Amazon as a professional seller, this is not the kind of business where you can get rich quick. There's hard work involved. There's learning to be had that you need to do. There's an education that you need to take the time to give yourself and seek out the information to make you better.
That's right, Jeff. And I'll add to that. Before I started Amazon, I was telling Jeff, I actually it took me about 6 to 7 months to figure out what type of business I wanted to get involved with, and it that's when I found Amazon. But before that, that 6 to 7 months, I would have to say I read about 100 books. And what I did there is, if you could take the knowledge of 100 men and stuff it in your brain, well, you're now wise as 100 men. That means whatever situation or business deal you enter in life, you can pull from that resource, that knowledge. Resource and execute with confidence and actually win. So when I learned about the business, I listened to every podcast, every episode. I went to every blog. I read every piece of content I could put my hands on. And it was all of the information that allowed me to make good business decisions, to put myself in position
Hmm.
to actually be a success with actually my first product and then continue on, because usually sometimes we fail the first couple of times, and the key is to never quit, because if we quit, it might not work the first time, the second time, maybe the third time, but maybe the fourth time. That fourth time can change your whole life, Jeff. So I'm very excited on what's to come, and we have some great guests coming on, guys. We have some guests that's going to teach you how to rank on the first page for your product and those keywords. We're going to have some folks come on and talk to you about growing globally, what's out there. We have some great inside sources and information that could help you there. We have folks that's going to come on, and that's just really killing it. Advanced tactics that's used out there, and we want to work together and all be in the Millionaire Club. And that's what we're here for. We want you to be in the Millionaire Club, and we all rise together.
You're listening to FBA Millionaires. My name is Jeff Allen. That gentleman right there, Will Moffett, he is going to be the guy who is going to be sharing with you the most, how to really get the most mileage out of your Fulfilled by Amazon business. And really, this is geared mainly to those folks who, selling on Amazon right now, are fulfilling all of their orders by Amazon. The advantages to doing that, we don't have to go into this. This isn't necessarily a time and a place for a basic conversation about the benefits of using Amazon FBA, but we can have another conversation on another program all about that for those people who may be using the merchant fulfilled process of sending out those orders on your own, and understanding why there is an advantage to working with Amazon, having them fulfill your orders and working on your behalf to get all of that stuff out for you. But, for me, I'm really looking forward to hearing all that you have to contribute on our conversations, because you're going to be, as I talked about, kind of the point guy on much of the dialogue that we have with our guests on this program. And I'm looking at the guests that we have here on the sheet in front of me. I can't talk about those individuals right now, but the people that you are bringing on, these are folks with tremendous skin in the game who have helped thousands and thousands of people across the country with their own Amazon businesses. And, there is absolutely no substitute for experience. And so whenever you have the opportunity to learn from someone who is doing it, not just someone who can talk a good game, but they've got their own business, they're actually doing it, and they're putting their own advice to work, because they're using these techniques. They've managed to sharpen their tools over the months and years that they've been involved with Amazon. There's absolutely, like I said, no substitute for that. And what I'm also kind of hoping too, Will, by the way, I know that many people may have their own specific questions. They may have their own topics and subjects of interest, some things that maybe they've wondered about, or they've got some maybe some challenges that they're dealing with in their own Amazon businesses. I would like to think that we could connect with them through our website at fbamillionaires.com here in the future. Anybody would like to connect with us, it's very easy there on the site. You just have to go, and we've got a number of ways that you can get in touch with us. Let us know what you're thinking about. Let us know what your challenges are, your questions. We'll do our level best to answer those questions, whether it means by exploring the topic on our program, on a future edition of our show, or getting a guest to talk to us about it, or maybe even just simply having a real quick Q&A segment on a future program where Will and I can answer those questions for you. Probably be Will, because again, I'm the rookie, and I understand that I'm not necessarily qualified to speak on certain things. But Will, I would really like to make sure that the audience knows that they can contribute to this program with their comments, their questions, their challenges, the types of things they would like to know, so we can address those comments, questions, concerns, and challenges with their business.
Definitely. And Jeff, you're going to be a $1 million seller in months. Hands down, Jeff. It's going to happen.
I hope so,
get ready.
man.
Get ready, brother.
There is a steak dinner for you and your wife and that little one there at home, however she likes her steak, and we'll figure out some way to do that. We may have to meet in between, but we're going to find some way to get that done. And we want everybody to be able to earn a great living selling on Amazon. So many people, like I said, listening to this program, we hope are listening to this show and will be listening to this show, are folks who've already made it. And if we can do nothing more than bring some light into people's day, and if we can just make them smile, or we can make them realize that there are other people like them who may be facing the same kind of situations, maybe it's a slow growth, or maybe for whatever reason sales are down, or it could be any number of things, that we could shed a little bit of light and bring some light into their day and hopefully inspire them just a little bit.
Definitely. That's what it's all about. Look, life is tough. We all have issues. We all have to face them. And personally, as far as I'm concerned, we all have to kill it. So that's what we're gonna do.
And you're gonna hear us
with me around. You're gonna kill it.
We're gonna hear you. You're gonna be saying that all the time. I have a feeling. Well, both of us are gonna be saying that often during the course of our program. And because after all, to face it, selling on Amazon, it's all about the Benjamins, really, when you get right down to it, because that's what's going to bring us our freedom, the opportunity to have more choices, the opportunity to have the lifestyle that we want to have. And where so many people are living it right now, it's going to be great to help others live that same kind of lifestyle, to have that freedom, maybe even leave the job that they're doing now and be able to kind of call their own shots in life.
And even if you are a $1 million seller or a $10 million seller, it's not too late to make it 30 million.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, why stop at where you're at? But think of also to other ways that you can use that money to improve someone else's life, maybe the life of someone that you don't know. It could be another family member. It could be an organization in town that is sadly lacking the funds in order to move forward so that they can help hundreds or thousands of people. And I think all of us, if given the opportunity, would like to be able to make the world a better place.
That's right, Jeff. It's the circle of life. We receive and we give. Um, at one point, I know some time ago, I had a job, and this was years ago, and a gentleman gave me a tip of $20, and I said, no, no, I can't accept that. And he looked at me and said, son, don't disrespect me. He looked at me in my eye and said, don't disrespect him. And that really, it touched me. And that at that point in my life, it helped me realize that it's all about the circulation of money. People give and we give. People give, we receive, and it circles around, and that's how we all grow. We may say something that helps you 6x, 8x, 10x your business, right? And you're able to help someone else,
Yeah.
maybe help them 20x their business. And that's what life is about. It's about giving and receiving, and we can't be stingy with that. So that's a great point, Jeff.
Well, I know real quick here before we run out, there's some interesting statistics that you found that I thought would be interesting to present to our audience today as we get ready to close out this first edition of our program.
Definitely. Hey, Jeff, this was a survey by FeedVisor, and it was very interesting because although I know a lot of things about Amazon, some of these statistics I did not know. And so, guys, tell me this. What is the biggest region that holds Amazon sellers? Jeff, would you happen to know that?
Well, I'm going to guess only because, we happen to be in the most populous state. California's about 35, 38 million people. I'm going to say it's California.
You're absolutely right. It's 18% people in California, with second is Florida at 8%, New
Okay.
York at 6%, Texas at 4%, and the rest goes down from there. So there's a lot of new Amazon sellers coming in the market. I wonder what's the percentage of these guys that's actually entering? I'll tell you that, Jeff, it's 29%. 84% of Amazon sellers have 1 through 5 employees. 46% of Amazon sellers have a primary sales channel of Amazon, which is 80 through 100% of the time only Amazon. Only Amazon. So, a lot of people want to move on. You got Walmart.com, Newegg, you got Etsy, you got eBay. Most of the time, 65% of the sellers sell on eBay, which is very interesting. Between that 80 to 100% of the people that focus on Amazon, but that 80%, that extra 20%, those people are actually going towards the eBay way. So it's very interesting to see eBay. I know I usually use eBay to liquidate. Whenever I
Right.
want to take products to the junkyard, I
Yep.
go ahead and flip that switch and get those bad boys sold. So yeah, as far as channels that Amazon sellers would like to get into for 2017, Walmart and their own website, which I know, with your own website, you can keep a lot of those margins. So that's something that we all love. But Amazon, when they're passing you those thousands and every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of move on to other pastures.
Boy,
But
that's you're absolutely right. But we've heard, time and time again that, if you have multiple channels for selling, oftentimes that's looked on more favorably by the wholesalers out there and the people who you would like to do business with. Oftentimes, I think that in some cases, there may be kind of this concern about oversaturation of products on Amazon, and some people see that as being injurious, I guess you might say, not good for their products or their company's reputation to be sold so heavily on Amazon. And so, in some cases, they might want to, sell to somebody who has their own Shopify account on Shopify, like you talked about, Etsy, or maybe you've got your own website. It's kind of a standalone situation. But you bring up a very, very good point. And, who can forget? We've heard a little bit in recent history, the last year or two, about Jet.com has been something that Walmart has taken on as a brand new sales property online. Jet.com is soon to, I guess, make some changes, and Walmart is looking to make that a more prominent platform as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I hope, Will, I'm not talking out of school there. I hope that you've heard the same things that I have. But at any rate, the whole online, the e-commerce environment, the atmosphere, everything is starting to change, and everything is moving because why? Because Amazon is forcing it to move that way.
definitely, and that's why we have to move with it. Being dynamic and flexible and always evolving is what we need to focus on in this business. Is when we stay static and we're slow to react or adjust to this moving giant machine, the machine will run without you. So,
Yeah, that's right.
it's
It
so
will. That's right.
important. It's so important to adjust to that machine, learn the machine as much as possible, so we can be great operators. Um, yeah.
Well, just being flexible is key. In other words, and and being able to adapt. And there's so many big companies out there in the country, as we know, that we listen to. Each and every year, it sounds like another company is having an issue, filing for bankruptcy because they can't move with the customers. They can't adapt to what it is that their customers want or to what the competition is doing in the marketplace. So we have to be able to do that as sellers. Of course, Amazon is leading the way now, but it can't rest on its laurels. It's going to have to move and evolve with what the marketplace is doing with companies like Walmart.com. They're making inroads. And then, of course, we talked about Jet, and Etsy has always been in there in the conversation. And so that there are a lot of opportunities out there, but it really does seem like for now and for the foreseeable future, obviously, the opportunities with Amazon are second to none. And that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this show. And Will, I've had a really great time on this first edition of our program chatting with you about it. And the more we talk about it, the more excited that I'm getting, not just for our first several shows where we've actually got the guests on the program and talking about the topical content we're going to feature, but I'm getting excited for me, and I'm getting excited for our listeners who are going to learn a lot from you and a lot, hopefully, from our guest on this program and the conversations that we have. And I just want to thank you, buddy. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been fun. Thank you so much, Jeff. I look forward to having a long and prosperous show with you. And let's get out there and let's make some millionaires, man.
Yeah, let's
And
kill
if
it.
you're a millionaire, we want to make you a billionaire somehow. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen, probably for a cut, but we'll make it happen. but no worries. That stuff we can flesh out later. But Will, thanks so much, man. It's good to chat with you. And that's going to put the brakes on this first edition of FBA Millionaires. I hope that you've enjoyed it. And, if you have any questions or comments for us about anything you heard during our conversation, we'd love to hear from you. So to connect with us, simply visit the official website of the show at fbamillionaires.com. And you can contact us right there through the site. Connect with us via social media. We make it pretty easy for you. Just kind of take a look at that site, and you'll be glad you did, and we'll be glad that you stopped by. So again, thanks so much for clicking in. Until next time, my name is Jeff Allen. That man over there is
Will
Moffitt. And we're going to look forward to seeing you next time. And everybody, let's remember, it's all about the Benjamins, and let's kill it.
Let's kill it, guys. Let's do it.